Yeah, I'm talking to the guys from Nothing More, Johnny and Daniel joining me. Wave hi to the camera, guys, because it's
hello,
on the
camera.
recording.
Hello.
And later on in post-production, we're going to sync up the audio to the video.
Hello.
Great, you just made my job so much harder. Look at this guy. So you guys are blowing up, but people may not know you've been around for quite some time. Tell me what that's like.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's a pretty unique experience having been on the road for years and years playing dive bars and not really having much traction or recognition.
Right.
And then in the last year and a half, 2 years or so, we've just kind of we've hit that tipping point that we've been working so hard for, which you see a lot of artists go through.
Now, is this something you guys were striving for in all the years you were out on the road in those dive bars, or is this because you know the Bon Iver kind of story, right? The guy got wicked popular, he won the Grammy, and he's from Wisconsin, and then all of a sudden he's like, look, I don't want to be popular, I just want to be an artist, I want to be a musician, and there's actually a fest that he's running this weekend with like the Indigo Girls, and it's like a hippie jam fest thing going on in Wisconsin. But is that something you guys were looking forward to, though? This like popularity, this getting on tours with Shinedown. I mean, like, is that headlining your own tour?
Yeah. That's interesting that he has that outlook on it. For us, it was always the more people, the merrier. I mean, the more people that can, hear your music and share in your passion and your struggles and all that. I think the better. Not only does it allow us to keep doing what we love and take it to the next level, because everything we do live, that all costs money and time and energy. And so the more people that get involved and the bigger we get, the more we can do crazy live show ideas that we've always dreamed of. And
what's the craziest live show idea that you have?
Oh,
are we talking
those
about
are
alligators?
top secret.
Are we talking about alligators? Like live gators?
Tree sloths.
Tree sloths? Oh, they're
that
so cute. So
around.
Cute. Now, so you guys are playing today. You're going to be on stage at 5 o'clock here at Rockfest. You guys are also playing with Finger 11, Killswitch Engage, and Shinedown. I'm assuming you're going to stick around and watch the rest of the show?
Yeah.
They got French fries covered in cheese.
Oh, no way.
Is that the
Definitely
poutine? Is that what they call
Well,
it? Or is that Canadian?
I love this guy.
Uh-oh.
You and I are now in love, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
This
Oh, that
happened.
was a good thing.
Poutine, yeah. It's French fries with cheese curds and gravy. And I don't know if they have it here, but I'm thinking nacho cheese. They've got fries covered in cheese here. So you don't look like the kind of guy that really
Close
eats
enough.
that kind of food. But when in Rome...
Wait, if I have a few beers, I will definitely I'll chow that down.
Johnny's had a tapeworm for the last 10 years. That's why he's as thin as he
That's
is.
the
those damn
secret.
tapeworms. I tell you what, I got to get on that diet, the tapeworm diet.
Oh, but sorry, real quick, we were talking about the bands. Finger 11, we found out they were playing this, and that was a band we grew up listening to for the longest time that was not really a band that a lot of people knew about for a while, but it's pretty cool that we're playing with them now.
I'm stoked.
They sort of remind me of like Oleander. Do you remember Oleander?
Yeah.
And they kind of had that weird kind of like underground vibey thing, and then they had Paralyzer, and it blew up and it went crazy, and now they got a new single, and we'll talk more about them later on. Let's talk about you guys. Let's talk about Jenny. And let's talk about what that means to you and where that's going, because you guys now have shirts and the message is getting out and people are really starting to identify with that and picking up the message. I mean, the song is killer. It's going up the charts. We're playing the hell out of it here at 95.7 The Rock. But the message is the cool part, because now people are researching it and they're going online and they're finding out about it. Tell me about the impetus for that song.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, that song was about my sister who had struggled with drug addiction and mental health issues. And it is and was probably the most challenging thing my family's ever had to navigate. And there's really no roadmap for it or understanding of it, because we know so little about the brain and even addiction. There's so many stigmas and I think ignorant beliefs that are based on nothing that circulate around our society, and so we buy into a lot of these ideas and they don't work. We're trying to, for me, I was trying to help my sister, and went every way from compassion to anger to diving in to pulling completely out of her life, and from suicide attempts to the psych ward to jail. Nothing seemed to work, as much as my family tried every different thing. And so it's been interesting since we released this song, which it was just in and of itself just a venting of emotion. It wasn't any kind of answer or goal. It just had gotten so bad that it got to a point where I honestly wish she would have just taken her own life or decided to change.
Right.
And so that's where we were at that point. And basically, as we started touring, we saw that there was all these people who had someone in their life like a Jenny, and it was astounding the number of people that came up to me and told me somebody close to them that they knew similar to this. So we started doing the campaign to raise awareness and actually get people to start telling their stories, because it's one of those things that a lot of families kind of leave in the closet.
Right. It's a very dark secret. You don't want to talk about it. You don't understand it. It's hard for people to even like announce that they've got some kind of issue, because you feel like I can overcome that. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the biggest problem is everyone feels guilt in the issue.
Right.
Like everyone has a piece that they felt like, well, there's some part of them that says I could have done this or I should have done that, or the person dealing with it themselves has guilt from the family. And so nobody wants to talk about that because it doesn't put anyone in a good light, because it's really a story of failure for all of us, right? But the less we talk about it, the less we actually can figure out how to make this kind of situation not happen, or mitigate it to where it's something we can deal with.
Well, it's a great message, and it's a great song, and it's obviously tearing up the charts, and you guys are doing really well. Mr. MTV, are you like the rest of us like mid to late 30s guys who grew up watching Dire Straits and Vince, what is it, Motley Crue and Van Halen, all these great videos on MTV, and then you're like, dude, you suck. It's Teen Mom. It's all these awful people that I don't care about, and you're just shoveling it down the youth of America. Is that where that's?
Oh, you nailed it on the head. Yeah. That's exactly. I mean, it used to be a mecca for music, and which music is this transcendental,
culture.
awesome
I think it was
thing.
culture too. Yeah, it was really about art and culture and music and style and what was going on. I mean, I remember watching Kurt Loder, and he was delivering like the hard-hitting news, and then there'd be like the Pat Benatar video right after, and now it's just like, who's pregnant? Who's on a bus going to the real world? It's like, dude, I know people that live in the real world, and it's not like that.
No, it's not the real world, no. Totally. That's exactly it, man.
Well, thank you so much. High fives. We're now best friends, by the way, because we're going to eat some poutine, and we're going to listen to Mr. MTV right now on 95.7 The Rock. Nothing more in the booth at Rockfest. Thanks, guys.